Birthday to you, even if it's not your real birthday. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Isn't life amazing? You're here watching me and you're alive. That's a good thing. That's a positive start to the day. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it. And we are going to start off this video, like we do every video, by celebrating everybody's birthdays, including the people whose real birthdays it is today and those whose birthdays it was yesterday on Sunday. Hello Mariana from Mexico City. How are you? Hope you're well. Haven't seen you for ages. Certainly haven't spoken to you for ages. Lovely to see you on the live though. And happy birthday to you, because this is the first day. Well, actually, it's the end of your first day, isn't it? Because you're Mexico City. It's, goodness knows, middle of the night for you, isn't it? Probably, surely. Anyway, there you go. Happy birthday to the people whose real birthdays it is today. Claire Russell, the beautiful, the magnificent, the wonderful Claire Russell. Haven't seen you for ages either. Can't wait to catch up with you properly. Marcus Anfield, who is also beautiful to the people who love him, I'm sure. But yeah, obviously, guys, girls, big difference for me there. Mariana's also a very beautiful lady as well, of course. And Keeley Simpson, yes, another beautiful lady there as well. I'm not going to go this way. Hello Claire, happy birthday to you. Good morning, how are you? Fantastic to see you on the actual live as well. Colin Williams, I don't know where I know you from or who I know you, so happy birthday to those 4 people whose birthday is today. And for yesterday, Vela yesterday, 3 a.m. in Mexico City. Yes, there you go, exactly. Time to go to sleep, Mariana, and tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life. Well, today is technically, I suppose, because you've already started today, haven't you? Patti from Florida, hope you're well. Michelle, who's confused me with the Michelle Louise thing. But happy birthday to you yesterday, Michelle. Hope you're well and all that sort of stuff. You and obviously Claire, I'm sure, know each other very well. Pete Richardson, Danish Kern, Byron Douglas Letts, who I think has property. Paul Cornish, don't know, Jenny Shora Wheeler, who is, I think is Utility Warehouse. Izzy Davidson, gosh, that's Cheltenham, isn't it? That's a long time ago. Gosh, God, that's a long time ago. It's a blast from the past. That must be the Grow days when I know you from. And Graham Hampson. So a lot of you people from yesterday I don't know very well at all. But let me know in the comments below how I know you and where we know each other from, if you can remember. And feel free to anybody whose birthday it is today, which technically speaking is everybody, because every day is your birthday. Let us know what you sell and how you're selling it, and put us a link below as to what we can buy from you. Feel free to shout about you, but particularly the people whose birthdays it is today and yesterday, obviously. I know, Michelle, you're doing something on periods for young girls. So if that's still going, let people know about it. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so the topic of the day today. Oh no, we've got to blow out the candles first, haven't we? Oh crikey, we've got to do the breathing exercise and blow out candles and wish those people a happy birthday. So it's a breathe in through your nose. And I did this a couple of times yesterday myself, and I found a really kind of additional cool way of doing this. So we could obviously clear out our lungs first of all, breathe in 5 through the nose, fill up our lungs, hold it for 5. Good morning, Danish. Happy birthday to you for yesterday, mate. And then while you're holding, so hold it for 5, and while you're holding, think of something good, something positive, some wish for the future. Or if you want to think positively about birthdays you've had in the past and people you've hung out with in the past who you've loved, some really positive thoughts, and then blow out the candles on your cake. Now I was doing it yesterday and I was loving this thing, because what I was doing is, as I was blowing it out, I was blowing out the candle, so I was feeling the breath on each one of my 10 fingers and pretending that they were candles that I was blowing out. I've done it before, saying pretending this is a cake and these are the candles that I'm blowing out. But I actually did it yesterday with the actual blowing thing. It's kind of cool. I love that. So anyway, and this is also good for overcoming anxiety and panic attacks and stuff. We talked about that before 2 times, so on here. But anyway, so clear out your lungs first of all. You can pretend to blow out things, candles if you want. But then breathe in 5 through the nose. Fill up your lungs properly. Count to 5, hold for 5 while you're thinking about the thing you're going to say. And then blow out the candles on the cake. Now I was doing that, that's good. There you go. Wish everybody a happy birthday. Michelle, happy birthday to you, mate, from yesterday, obviously. Hope you're well. Drop us a link if you're still doing the period thing, by the way. I just mentioned you earlier on. Happy birthday to everybody. So again, if you want to do that again, 5 through the nose. Hold it for 5. And then blow out the candles on your cake. And wish Claire and Michelle happy birthday for the yesterday and today. Anyway, cool. Right, on to the topic of the day. We're 5 minutes in already. And I've got a lot of topics to cover as well. Love attracts everything. Love really is all around, and we are all connected. I love this thing. This came from the Loveability book, which is linked in the description. And I just love the idea of us all being connected and loved. Now, I talked on Saturday about the not all men subject. So if you want to go back and watch that, that was yesterday's topic. If you're watching on Instagram, that was too long for 15 minutes. I'm going to have to cut it down, so it'll probably be after this one. But if you're on YouTube, it was yesterday, and if you're Facebook, it was yesterday. And that basically, the idea of that was to love each other, to send love out into the world a little bit more, to be connected with other people, to see things from other people's perspectives, and to accept what other people are saying, what women are saying about how they're feeling. And rather than trying to tell them and prove them wrong, it's about loving them and loving what they're saying and accepting what they're saying. Definitely, that's what it was all about. So it's all this loving stuff. And when I talk about everything is connected, this is the other thing that was quite interesting, because it talked in the book briefly about how all the planets are connected, and how all the atoms in our bodies are connected. And I love the idea of that, because quite right, if you look at the solar system, you've got the sun in the middle, then you've got the Earth going around, and it's going around because of gravity, because it's attracted. So the Earth is attracted to the sun, and that's why it goes around it. And then we've got the moon that goes around the Earth, and the reason is the moon is attracted to the Earth, and that's why it goes around the Earth. It's kind of cool, all that stuff, isn't it? And of course, you've got the satellites, you've got the International Space Station, which goes over every so often. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go and check that out. There's websites that tell you exactly when it's going to go over where you live. Beautiful to see this little dot going across the sky like that, and knowing that there are people up in that spaceship. Fantastic. So and then you go down to the internal levels. So atoms, they have atoms which have a nucleus, and then electrons go around the outside. So electrons are being attracted to it, in the same way they're being attracted to it. And then inside the atom, there's protons and neutrons, and then inside the protons and neutrons, there are quarks, and the quarks are being attracted to each other with gluons. See, gluons, they glue on together. It's kind of cool, isn't it? So everything is connected, everything is moving, everything is attracted to everything else, and everything is pulling towards each other, and just love is everything, basically. Now, you could say it's not really love, it's actually gravity, and it's electrical charges, attraction, and so forth. But I just like to think of it, I love the idea of everything being love, and we're all connected, and how love is all attractive for everybody. It's kind of just a cool idea. And it also helps us to recognise how important love is in our world. I posted something a couple of days ago on my story, which was, the 6 great doctors or something. It was nature and exercise and good food and breathing. I can't remember what the other ones were. And I had at least 2 people, I can't remember, I think it was 3 or 4 actually, come back to me and said, you've missed out love and passion and connectivity. And I was like, it's a good point. I didn't do that. I should have added those in as extras. But yeah, it's good. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. So there you go. So, and the other thing it said in the book is that when you stop loving, then you become a victim. You become lost, you start searching for things, and you start looking for reason and meaning in life. But if you can bring more love into your world, then you stop feeling like the victim, and you can start feeling the love from other people, loving for yourself. Again, internal stuff, all good, all good, all good. And then when we have not enough love between people, that's when we start seeing these differences, and we start seeing these differences in gender and politics and nationality and religion and race. They just don't exist when you start loving each other for who they are and just loving the other people. As soon as you start loving them and thinking about the world from their perspective and bringing love into the equation, all of that difference and hate and anger just disappears, because you go, I just love you for being you, and for having the feelings that you have and appreciating your love and all that kind of stuff. It's just fabulous if you think about it in those terms, in those big macro and micro and sub-micro. Quantum level, attractions all the way around the world and in the universe. And in fact, it even works on a even bigger scale than that as well, because our Milky Way, our solar system is part of the Milky Way, and our solar system is also being rotated around the Milky Way as well. And I don't know for sure, I haven't checked this, but I'm sure the Milky Way is probably rotating around something as well. No idea. We shall see. Anyway. Morning. Mother and her 2 children walking through the park. How lovely. Are they going on the swings by the looks of it? Going on the swings. Yay. Which means I may have to move away in a second. Also, just for completeness, there's 3 links today in the videos down below. Matthew McConaughey being interviewed. He talks about setting intention for the day or for the week or for the year, for your life, just setting the intention, the direction you want to travel in, and then having fun along the way, just enjoying life, but knowing that that's the direction you're going to. And what you're not going to do is you're not going to turn around and go back the other way. You're not going to do a complete U-turn and go the other way, because you have your intention, you have your goal, the direction you want to go in, and then have fun on the way. And it's okay to take different routes and different paths and stuff, because your direction. We talked about yellow arrows on the Camino, and I walked the Camino. There were little yellow arrows everywhere pointing you in the direction of the goal you want to. You could have fun. You can go and look at a church and go to a restaurant and go off the track, but then you could always come back to the yellow arrows and leading you towards Santiago in the end. If anybody wants to join me on a walking retreat, currently penciled in for the 22nd of May, but COVID's looking a little bit dodgy for that. I'm going over to Spain, so we might have to move it to the end of August, just before my birthday, which could be interesting. But anyway, let me know if you're interested in that. I've got a couple of people already interested, and there's only 10 spaces, so let me know if you're interested in that. Jamie Kern was interviewed. She does like a makeup brand that was bought out by L'Oreal, and she was on QVC for years. She had lots of knockbacks and stuff throughout her life. Really interesting interview, and she was basically talking about how wherever you are, you're talking to the people who want to hear you. So when she was doing her first makeup thing, all the experts were saying, get perfect models, get them to look beautiful and everything, and people won't buy makeup unless the models look perfect and look aspirational. And she said, no, but this stuff that I'm selling is exactly designed for normal, ordinary people. So I want to show ordinary, normal people, and I want to show that it works in real time, and I don't want to have this made up sort of photoshopped view. I want to show real people, real stuff. So again, the whole world has this don't put this facade together. You've got to love people for their imperfections as well as their perfections as well. It's all kind of cool. Then there was a little thing from Brendon Burchard. This is this top 50 from Brendon Burchard, so it's lots of stuff. I haven't watched all of it, but what I did notice is 15 minutes in, I'm sorry the subject is kind of going around in circles a little bit, but there's a sort of circular conclusion that's coming out to this. And 15 minutes into that, he talks about overcoming depression, and it was lovely because he talked about, hey Alicia, how you doing? Oh, that's interesting. What's going on there? There you go. Oh, okay, selling stuff. Fair enough. Hey, come on. Chill out, Alicia. Just send it once. It's okay. Don't take the mickey. It's all cool. It's all cool. Yeah, right. So 15 minutes into it, he talks about depression, and it was really cool because he was saying, what you want to get professional help, you want to get somebody listening to you and caring about you, but then the next things you want to do is take small steps, small wins. Now, we talked about this loads on this little channel, taking small goals and proving to yourself that you can actually do the thing that you're trying to push for, that you're moving towards. So you set yourself a little goal and then achieve it. And then Brendon talks about maybe can be really small. This is Brendon Burchard talking about this, and how when he was struggling with depression, he was talking about this. And he was saying sometimes it could be, I'm going to have a shower this morning. I'm going to walk to the library, and then I'm going to go walk home. And that's my 3 things that I'm going to achieve today. Really simple, really straightforward. But then you can prove to yourself that you can do it. And then you can have a sense of achievement that you've achieved the thing that you set out to do. And it takes you on little steps in the right direction. And that's what we do in our 7-day challenge, which starts on Sunday, by the way. If you're interested in that, let me know. The next round of that. Hello, Joe. Happiness Howarth. How are you? Are you happy today? I hope you're happy. You're happy every day, aren't you, Joe? You always make people happy. It's fantastic. It's all part of your thing, isn't it? Apart from when you're having conversations in groups, disagreements about... we talked in earlier, actually, on about... not all men thing in this one and in my thing from Saturday. I'm running out of time now. I need to get this under 15 minutes, as always. Just the last one was the book, the Blinkist book of the day, which is about calling bullshit, and it's basically about data and invalid data and so forth. A really interesting thing. Well, yes, okay, fine. Let's have a conversation about that another time. But the interesting thing that came out of the book was lots of statistics can be manipulated to make it sound like it's good. And the interesting thing, the statistics in there that I brought out was that coffee is 99% caffeine free. Isn't that interesting? A cup of Starbucks coffee is 99% caffeine free. And it's just weird. So if you saw 99% caffeine free on anything, it kind of looks good, but doesn't really mean anything because a cup of Starbucks coffee is 99% caffeine free as well, which is kind of fun. And it just shows that statistics can be manipulated. And I had a conversation with that in this. This is statistics. You look at statistics, and that comes into all this division stuff that we have. People use statistics to try and prove the point. Anyway, that's my 15 minutes. For Instagram people, I've got to stop there and finish off. So take care. Send love out into the world. Love you all. Take care. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, for anybody who's still on Facebook and on YouTube, I can carry on going a little bit longer for that bullshit thing. Statistics. Yeah, because I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were talking about, have you seen the statistics about the thousands of people that have died from the vaccine? And I'm like, okay, where's the evidence of that? Do you not think that would have come out in the news? Do you not think more people would be shouting about that? And then you look at, and you start searching for it, and you find the actual articles, and headline says thousands of people, and then it says thousands of people die after COVID, not because of COVID. So it's a correlation as opposed to causation thing. And again, it's because you're injecting people who are in nursing homes, and then obviously those people tend to, statistically, millions of people being vaccinated in nursing homes, there's a good chance that some of those people will die anyway, regardless of whether there's anything to do with the vaccine. And so therefore you have a statistic that sounds like it's going to be a vaccine that kills like thousands and thousands of people. Well, it's not at all. It's just natural death, nothing to do with the other one. It's correlation, it's ridiculous. And then people start talking about this whole not all men thing, and it's the same thing. They'll start saying, but statistically this, blah, 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 and they'll use statistics to manipulate the argument and try and prove the point they're making, whereas it's not always about that. It's about feelings and how somebody actually feels and in the situation, and not necessarily statistics. Statistics don't mean anything. It's all down to how people feel that's more important than the statistics. Statistics might say one thing. I talked about this the other day about people being scared to fly, and the statistics are that there's no reason to be scared to fly. You're much more likely to die in the car on the way to the airport, or the bus on the way to the airport, than you are on the plane on your journey. Much more likely, like astronomically more more likely. And yet people are quite happy to drive in a car because they feel like they're in control. Whereas when they go on a plane, they feel like they haven't got so much control over what might happen to them, and so they get scared. They get scared about the unknown, and also cars are very familiar. They've been in them the whole life. They've enjoyed them the whole life. But an aircraft is a new thing. It's scary. It's different. It's change. And that's where all that fear comes from. It's like the fear of the unknown, and so forth. But there you go. And the same thing with self-driving cars as well. People say, oh no, self-driving cars are scary. What happens if they kill somebody? It's like, yeah, but humans kill people on the roads all the time. Again, self-driving cars are massively more safe than humans driving cars, and yet people want the self-driving cars to be 100% perfect before they'll allow them to drive them around. It's the same problem. It's the same problem. It's statistics that doesn't make any sense in context. You've got to look at, but it's also statistics and feelings. So you've got to look at people's feelings in relation to the statistics. Anyway, really funny, really interesting. And a little extra bonus there for people on YouTube and on Facebook. And sorry to the people on Instagram who don't get to see those things. There you go. Instagram limits me to 15 minutes. I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes, but there's just too much information. There's too much good stuff I want to talk about. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely happy birthdays to all of you, even if it's not your real birthday. But very much happy birthday to those people whose real birthdays they are today. Take care of yourselves. I love you all. Remember to blow out your candles on a regular basis to keep your anxieties down, get your brain full of oxygen, making good decisions and moving forward. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Sending love.